Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saxlingham. So, who underestimated the the amount of time that it's going to take to harvest these fields? Me. I said 6 to 8 hours, possibly, depending on size of fields, 20 to 30 minutes a field, blah blah blah. Who remembers that? That's what I said, right? Well, I'm just over 18 hours of playtime in, and I'm not done. Someone definitely underestimated that by a long shot. So it's 6:10. We're still in August. We got this bit and a bit behind the tree. I'm not sure what else. I think he's empty. So I bought some stuff, sold some stuff, moved some stuff. I'll go through all that and let you know where we are at. You'll notice trailers are different. Right, let's part of this here. You've seen this. You've seen the fender, the grain cart. Right. The other combine's in here somewhere. So we had the Mercedes and the Flegel. The Flegel come off of our older Volvo, and we had the Flegel AWS on here. There was no animation of the grain coming out, and then it stopped the grain door opening, and then I couldn't fill it, so I sold that, and I bought, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to show you, I bought this, and I decked it out in Howl colours. Brilliant. Problem. For some strange reason, none of the harvesters, I think maybe it's just a harvester problem, the harvesters, when they pull up and say 80% full, the pipe would swing open and swing shut, and then that would be it. I'd have to stop the harvester to empty it. So I sold that, and I bought this one, which is the same as that, just blue. So that's now running on the Volvo. See, there's the Volvo. So that's where we're at. But that, the baler, which is up here, there's the baler. I bought one, so I sold it and bought one. That's where we're at with that. That's now ours, right? You with me so far? And then I decided, let's go back in the screen. If I go to this one, this is where we're at up here. So I've got a piece of paper. Got a piece of paper here. Hang on. So field 43 has been baled, needs collecting. 44, 36 and 37 still need to be baled. You'll say the baler's up here. So all the purple is what I've harvested. There's a fair few fields. It's taken me ages. So that's that. And then to run the baler, I bought this guy, because then I can still be carting with that. And we got a Fem Favorite 926, which is even older than that one. So that was carting. Twin wheels, because some of the hills are quite steep, and that's at 250 horses, so that one's 300. So this probably struggled with a grain cart. So that's what I've been doing. So this is only baled, and it's done the 4 hours of baling. Don't ask. So that's where we're up with that. Now, the old... Let's find it. Nope, 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 nope. This guy, the Volvo, is on the bale trailer. This is still leased. We haven't bought one of those yet. Money's up to 185, which is all bale sales. I did sell one load of... well, the rest of the oats, I sold those at the end of the last episode. Sold that one load. And then I sold about 25,000 litres of wheat on top of the bale sales so that I could afford the baler and the fen. So that's where we're at with the finances. And then, yeah, I want this one. So we did these fields, and then these fields coming down the map, you see. That's not ready yet, doesn't matter. So I thought, we'll be run right down the bottom, get these big fields knocked out. I want to do 36, 37, 52, 50, and 33. If I get time, I'll do 48 and 34. However, it does say that wheat is harvestable in September. And I did try it off screen and they withered, but... Which brings us back to this guy. We have a telescopic light pole thing. Just to illuminate where the trucks are parking up. Because, you know, times is hard and all that. And I needed to better see what I'm doing. So I think... Was it the red one I was loaded in? I think it's the red one I'm loading into. Excuse me. As soon as I got a full... Yeah, red one. I just bought the blue one back. So we'll get this in here. There we go, that's that emptied. Let's hop to this guy quickly. 39, he's nearly finished this field. Brilliant. I did decide to try and get the harvesters doing the same crop so I could bounce between them with the grain cart. So that's where that's at. And this one's 36, so both around 30%. Brilliant. So, while this guy's whirring away, we'll go back into here. Still have no livestock. Haven't added anything in. I'm literally just doing harvesting. And a lot of it. So, barley, we have 297,000 litres. We have 329,000 litres of canola. Currently have 286,000 litres of oats. But we're still harvesting the oats. And I've got 193,782 litres of wheat. Is where I am at with all of this. Now, I need to, at some point, find a mobile workshop thing, like a toolbox I can bung in the back of a tractor. Because this needs repair and this one needs repair, and they both need diesel, looks like. So rather than drag them out of the fields, find somewhere to refuel them, we need a diesel cart. And we need a toolbox. So that's where we're at. Well, let's just send the drone up quickly, and then you can have a shifty at the size of these fields. It's bonkers. If the drone would ever load, there we go. So this one is pretty much done. We've got this little section here, and then so I started this one first, and then I went back. Oh, we'll come back to that. Just still got that to do. We got this field here to do, this one, and these two. Is that right? These two, this one, and possibly this one, all before the end of August. So, you know, no pressure. There are. No, I thought there might be a fuel tank by these bins, but there's not. Never mind. On here? Not that I can see. Oh well. So that's where all that. Right. So the first combine I drove down, and that took ages. So the second combine, I popped on our low loader. However, doesn't fit. Kept falling off. So I bought. I say bought. I replaced. Well, I did buy it, but I replaced it. So 7.5 hours on that. 12.5 hours on that. 11.8. Yeah, the hours are up there, right? This. I bought that because you can extend the width of the deck. So 46% on that. Let's stop that there. And we will hop to... It's up here somewhere, isn't it? Hiding under that trigger. To this guy. And it's field. What field number did I say I'll go pick up the bales from? Oh, can't open my bit of paper. 43, which I think is behind us. Which is that field there. Yeah, I can see the bales. I think that's one of the harvests that's just finished. So yeah, that field needs a baling. This field has been baled. There's the baler. We own that now. That's ours. I don't know whether to buy this trailer or not. I was looking for another European, UK style low loader, auto load bale stacker that looks like this one, but it has tension straps. Because, you know, I like a tension strap. At least that way I could use it for other things. I mean, I could keep switching it back when I want to use it as a low loader, flat deck. In fairness, we've got the curtain sider for pallets. So I could just buy one of these and just leave it for auto loading bales. I think when I last checked, we had like 240 something bales on the leased baler, and we've got, I think it's about 77 on the new baler already. I'll tell you how many bales well, I can't tell you, but look at this. Fine, you know, finances. Bales. £374,795 we've made from bales. Surely there should be more suspension on that. It's a bit naff. Oh well. So we're making another few quid off of these ones. I've literally given up with driving stuff back and forth. I'm literally selling it, well, selling the bales wherever's the closest option. I have added in another sale point down at our yard. Let's get these sold. There we go. Leave that here, because the next field to be baled will be that one, and another 11 grand. Yeah, it'll be this one, so might as well leave that there. I have added a sell point. Oh, down. I go this way. Yeah, this one. So it's a heavy haulage. We're going to deliver stuff to agroforest. I think if I'm a haulage company, surely I should be hauling things somewhere. So I think I'm going to limit that to possibly root crops. So we'll ship those off. That makes sense. Possibly root crops. So that's that. Something else I wanted to show you. I'll go. Where's the right? This field here. All harvested. Tram lines. Field wouldn't let an AI work. If I go back out of this and go to this one and remove the harvested, the field has a cultivated texture underneath. You see? Then I think it was this one. If I remove the harvested, it's got a ploughed texture underneath. It's also got the tram lines. If I visit that, you can see the ploughed texture through the stubble. Again, AI wouldn't work. So I'm hoping when I tweak that, it'll do something. There's a field over here that I noticed earlier. Might have been this one. Was it this one? There is a field down here somewhere that has tram like this one. I don't know what the texture is underneath. It looks cultivated, so chances are I'm going to have to manually do that one. It won't let the AI work, which is rather blimmin' annoying. So get this emptied, and then yeah, need to get it refueled. Need to buy a fuel tanker. The one I added to the thing on agroforests, I can't get it to work. So on agro, we're just going to get rid of it. In fact, I think I might have already sold it. But we're going to need something on here. Might just grab like a water bowser that takes diesel and just paint it black or something. Get this in here. Slow to unload, but I like it. I do like this combine. Yeah, as I said, it wouldn't unload into the clump. Now I've used it on single player and it was fine. Maybe it doesn't like multiplayer. Also, the fill level, as soon as I dumped grain in it, would literally fill the entire trailer. The fill plane would go right to the top. Which is, you know, bonkers. Right, let's leave this here a second. Let's grab this. Yeah, I got the work light on because I wasn't sure when it was going to get like really dark really quick. And I wanted to see what I'm doing. Obviously, we got another 3 fields to harvest, 3, 4, 5 fields to harvest. Can you stop, man? They're going to park right in your way. Oh, seriously, dude. Because the AI is all squiffy, and these fields are a bit daft. I've turned off crop construction for a minute so I can drive through it all. Get these let's get inside, looks better. Get these harvesters unloaded a little bit easier. Oh. Frog in my throat. I'm having one of those days where I'm just really snottery. It is what it is. Let's wipe out. Am I going to get... I can't remember how much was in that trailer now. Oh, this one. I want this one. I want the blue one. The red one. Get this in here. There we go. Seriously? I didn't catch it on the way in, I caught it on the way out. Well, that's just bonkers. 84. We've got that one, so we'll take this. We'll take this back. Excuse me. To our yard. And get it in the silo. Yeah, I've been dumping everything into our grain bin, so it's all in one place when we come to sell it. So get this in the grain bin, and then we go via the store. See Sharon and one of the boys and see if we can't grab a fuel tank, which we might have to put on the Fent fabric. Unless of course I can hook it to the car, to the Skoda. Yeah, it's starting to get dark. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to be able to get it all done. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not the case of the doing of it. It's going to get to a point where I'm not going to be able to see very well, even with the light thing. I might have to buy a second one if I'm going to continue through the night. But I will get as much done as I can. As I said, the wheat should be available tomorrow. But when I skipped through a couple of times just to double check that the barley and the wheat and that would stay there, everything that was pre-planted did wither. So I is not holding my breath. Oh, the other thing I need to do is the trucks, the Mercedes and the newer Volvo. I need to have a shifty because I don't think the engine configs are like super duper. I think I deliberately left them a little bit low for sorry dude, for upgrading purposes. So we might see about that. I don't think I'm going to get anything planted this year. My goal is to get everything harvested, get everything prepped over the winter, and start dashing stuff in like March. And if we can get things in in a nice order, then we could stagger the harvests and get more stuff done. Based on my almost 20 hours of gameplay getting these harvests done, and the fact that I can't take my eye off the ball, as it were. And I want to do other things like livestock and stuff. I don't want to spend my entire time on this map constantly planting and harvesting. That would be bonkers. I've changed the I'm having a really bad fog day, and I can't remember what I'm doing. I just can't remember words. Days per month, seasons to 8. Yeah, having a really bad. Leave that there a second. You've got the curtain side for pallets, so I might buy another one of those other trailers. Can I jump the fence? Yeah, that's the low loader we bought. Can I? Let's go chuck me in. Hello, 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 Sharon's boys. We've got. I'll show you the low loader in a second. I want a fuel thing. Do we buy a Thunder Creek, which I don't think is very UK-ish? And it's 30 grand. That, though, should, I repeat that it should hook up to the car. I can't put fuel in them. That's a pain in the bum, isn't it? Barrels. That one doesn't take it anyway. I don't need that much fuel. I'll grab this one, I think. Just a little one. Double fill, main colour. Rim colour, silver. Hang on a second. Where's my car? Colour the rims on my car. Silver and like a grey black. Look white onyx black, but you know. Sharon's changed shape again. It's not come in and out, she's changed shape. Yeah, that one. And there go that. The vehicles have got plates. The tankers do not. So this is the replacement fleal. It's got the boards on the side, which are currently here, so I can transport the harvesters, because they're, you know, they're big, they're bulky, and they do, you know, 18 mile an hour down a cliff with a tailwind. They're not the quickest of things. I did say I was going to get changed, and I haven't. I'm still in my my work clothes, my suit and boots. Looks a bit off. I think it fits better with a. It's better to a someone help me pickup truck than our car, but yeah, all the main farms, that's what we call them, the farms, have a fuel thing. Don't want that one. It's up here somewhere. I have a fuel thing, so we'll nab some diesel out of one of them. There's one. Looks like it could take a while. Let's turn that off. Let's hop to this guy. We'll get that harvester emptied again. Wallets. Taking diesel. My brain's just ticking. On Mod Hub, there's a diesel tank that you can load with a forklift, if I'm remembering correctly. So if I was to buy the longer of the two car trailers, the twin axle rather than a single axle, run with me, bear with. I bought that, and then if I buy that, put it in the trailer, I think there's like a toolbox on a pallet. What if I could get both in the same trailer? And then I could use that like a service trailer, a toolbox, fuel tank, and it would look quite so silly on the Skoda. Two birds, one stone and all that. What do you reckon? Please feel free to say that's a stupid idea, Phil. But chances are I would have already done it by the time you see this episode, so I'm sorry. Stick this under the tree. We may remove these. Let's hop to this guy, because he needs to come back to this field. I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm nearly 20 hours in. You've had 2 episodes, I think this will be the 3rd one. I think that's right. I'm having so much fun. It is bonkers the amount of enjoyment I'm getting from this map. This is an agro forests. I think this is the first Brisco map I've played on console. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first one. I did try... Is it Saxlingham? Was that one of his? Wasn't so keen on that. But this one, brilliant. Absolutely spot on, my friend. If you come down here doing 80 miles an hour, which I wouldn't recommend, but should you come down here doing 80 miles an hour, I'm going to leave this here, because this field is out. Sure is. Yes, it is. Which means I now need car. Yeah, that should have. Yeah, that's loaded. I have been using that tank when I was up here harvesting. I grabbed some diesel out of it. I need to turn around. I'm not going off road. Not in the Skoda. Yeah, I think I'll have a shifty off screen. See if I can find that. Oh, I'm on the pavement. See if I can find that fuel thing. Rather than this. This is a very suits to boots type challenge. I say I'm really enjoying myself. I think when you're having fun, when you're enjoying what you're doing, it comes across in the videos. It didn't want to stop. You know, when you're doing 90, it doesn't want to stop, especially with a trailer pushing behind you. Is what it is. So yeah, so how are we? 35 minutes. Yeah, just want to give you a bit of an update, let you know what I'm doing and what I've been doing. What I've bought, what I haven't. Oh, yeah, if you hit this at 90, you take off. Just so you know. And trying to control that truck and trailer at 90, whilst, you know, the steer axle's off the floor is a little bit awkward, you could say. Yeah, I've got so much to do. I've said it before. When we get to a point like next month, things are going to be so much easier. I'm not going to be racing against the clock quite as much. We might even get things done. You might see more than me just driving around like a blue-bottomed fly. So if we get this, whoop, 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 in the bushes. Lost control. I lost control. I hit a bump, mum, and it all went wrong. Yes. I'm sure I could just dump this. I don't have to get in the harvester. I think I can just pull up and overload. Does it need to be on? Oh, missed it. There it is. Seriously? I thought that was well low, but apparently it wasn't. It wasn't as low as I thought it was. Let's get this on the air. There you go. Thing is, I've only got one light pole. There we go. Folding. What? Oh, I've got to drop that, fold it, and then reattach. Okay. The quirks of FS25. Field's over there. So some of the fields might look a bit weird with the direction of the combine travel. The reason behind that is because I'm setting the combines to 2 headlands. 9-meter header, because that's what it says it is in the store, although it picks up 9.1. So I've set it to 9. So 9 header, 2 headlands, and then I'm setting the direction of travel to 90 degrees, regardless of shape of field. Which is probably taking a bit longer for the harvesting, but when it comes to picking up the bales, it's just woof 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 woof. This is the settings, go, and let the worker crack on. I haven't got to try and remember where it is, and if you just leave it on auto, it doesn't always pick up the exact same route. Sometimes it's off by like 5 degrees, so I could do like 30 or 40, 45, 50, you know, 60, 70, 90, and it'll be an in the gap number. I won't be able to, let's jump in a bit quiet, I won't quite be able to match it. Which is annoying. I really could do with repairing this. However, it's not like it's, you know, completely bullered. It's just a little bit gnarly. Where's the entrance? Where's the actual entrance to this field? Because I'm just going to cut across the grass, but there's got to be an actual gateway somewhere. 92 and 90. Did a bit odd, but when you leave it on auto, watch the tree. It cuts through the tree. It doesn't realise that there's a tree there. Stupid thing. 90. Okie dokie, off you pop. Right, you can pop. You need to turn the lights off. in the field. What's he doing? Just get in the field and cut the oats. Let's hop to... Not you, or... There it is. You could never find when you're looking, can you? I haven't bought that other... Oh, I did, I bought the truck. Because I didn't build the truck back, but I did, I took it to the other doohickey, didn't I? If you're adverse to makes you squeamish and all that, to people driving through their crops, please look away. I generally play with crop destruction on. It's like a go-to. Crop destruction is like pretty much always on. But I need to get these fields done and to keep the combines running. I don't have much of a choice but to run through the crop. Failing that, I'd have to empty them more often so that they never get full. Basically, just double check when that flashes. There we go. Pipe away. There's a few bits on here I'm going to touch up around those trees. I was talking to the boy, you know, my boy, not yours, about this Let's Play. He was asking why it was so stupid, why we're starting with, you know, 90% of the map, yet no machinery. So I was trying to explain to him. I have, just a bit of background, I have two children that have got additional needs, and they've got some problems. But they're my kids and they're lovely. I said pretty much what I just said to you guys. I was talking to him yesterday, I think it was. So I was talking to him about the trees in these fields, because this has got 2 or 3 trees, and this field's got 3, 4 trees in the field. Now, don't get me wrong, they look brilliant. It doesn't look out of place. And if you go to the Google Maps and you actually search for this place and run around the fields in like first person on Google Maps, they're there. Don't get me wrong, they are there. And I was talking to him about the same as I did to you. Let's bin the trees. Let's come in, cut the trees, plough the ground, get it working. Right? Are you with me so far? Bear with. And he said Well, you can't do that until you've paid for it, because they're not your trees. And I got a little bit dumbfounded of the fact that my over the winters, other than field prep and all that stuff, I was going to cut all these trees down as I prep the field so that we can make some money to pay Lord and Lady Sax. But I can't go round chopping down trees that aren't mine. I completely missed that. I was oblivious to the fact that I was a fool. He's right. If I was hire purchasing, I was paying a monthly fee to buy a field from somebody until I'd paid for it. I was more than able to use the field, but what gives me the right to cut down their trees? Nothing. Do you know what that means, don't you? He's completely messed up my winter plans. What do you guys think? Is he right? It's just a little bit bonkers. Right, yeah, there's a section here, and this bit. This guy is over here. Let's turn the weeds back on. I don't want that one, I want this one. So he's doing this one. There's trees in this field, so look, you see? Bonkers. So he's in there. Now, what I'm thinking is, bear with, I want to get, what we got? 48, 50, 52, 34. That's not ready. Yes, if it's purple, I've harvested it. Do I move this guy from here to the wheat field and then bring both of them back, park the truck here somewhere to do these two fields? If I can actually. Well, that's a buildable area, so possibly park the trucks in here and get these two canola fields knocked out. Or do I shift him to the canola fields? I might just try my utmost to get it all done. Right. I'm going to leave it here for a second. Bear with. I'm going to pop out, grab that fuel thing, and the toolbox on a pallet, and bring it back in. I'll show you that. Right, give me 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Just got to the store, literally just pulled into the store, and this guy needs emptying. You couldn't write it, could you? I left the other fuel tank down there. Obviously it's full of fuel. Don't need stuff. Come on, chase him down. Drive, man! So one is at 189. You got to pay a minimum of 100 grand to Lord and Lady Sax. But ideally, we need to be paying them about 350 grand per in-game month to get to the 20 mil before the 5 years are up. mean, this might be one of those maps that I just continue to play on, like, ever. I can't see this map getting old anytime soon. Where did I leave the car? Here. Right. So, I want this guy. So buy that. Doesn't hold a lot. And then I want the longer of the two. No reg plate. I will sell the other trailer. And then I think it's in tools. The problem with this is I'm going to have to pick it up. And there it is. Because it's going to respawn here every time. Which is, you know, a little bit annoying. But it is what it is. Just remember, if I want to do some work, then I'll have to pick it up. Can I? Just out of curiosity, no. Fudgesicles. Open that. And then let's use something we haven't used yet. Oh look. It's appeared. Just here. Well, that's a problem. It comes pre-filled. I didn't even realise it came pre-filled. That's pretty sweet. Sweet. Right, let's go get that. That toolboxy thing. Sorry, I coughed and muted the mic and started talking before the mic came back on. I can't delete any sections of fence. I did try. It's just not an option. Well, no, I'm driving towards traffic, but I want to stay out of everybody's way. Excuse me. The sheds down by the fields that we're harvesting at the moment, which are just sheds. Are you... same applies with the trees, I suppose. I don't technically own them until I've bought them. Sorry, I moved the mic. I was going to say we could swap them for root veg silos. But if I don't technically own them, it's not going to work, is it? Living boy of mine. Spanners in the works. mean, don't get me wrong, we can just dump. We can just dump the root veg on the ground. It's not the end of the world. Let's stick this in here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Helps if you pick it up. Does this have, like, no collisions, or what's going on with this? Well, I don't like this already. I mean, it's going to be contained in here, but if it doesn't have a collision, there we go. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum, because it's not colliding with, oh, like I just collided with the wall. It's not going to stay in the trailer. And if I flip the trailer, it's really not going to help. It's sliding all over the place. Don't. Get this down. I'm sure there was a toolbox. It was just a toolbox in 22 that definitely had collisions, and you could strap it down and stuff. If any modders are watching, I want a field service trailer for console. I mean, there is a few on PC that I notice on ModHub, but it doesn't help me, does it? Right. Just stop there. I may or may not still have that at the next episode. I may just go back to that trailer over there. Which is why I didn't sell it. Oof. I think I will, you know, just flog it back. I can't see it working properly. It's a waste of my time. Let's get this guy emptied. Where's the... Oh, he's down there. Excuse me. Yeah, these sheds switch them for root crop storage sheds, but if I don't own it, I don't own it, do I? Right. Right. He's empty. She's empty. The combine's empty. Right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm probably gonna sell that workshop and stuff because, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching, my friends. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Each and every one of you, please. Take care, and I'll see you all on my next adventure. Cheers, guys.